Alright, time to check out 9-Volt. We're probably mostly going to be talking about the games themselves more than the character this time around.
Because it's genre Nintendo!
Hi, I'm 9-Volt. I put together a collection of the best games, all created by Nintendo, of course. There's a bunch of your old favorites here, Doc. Bet you remember them.
Well, some of them.
A lot of them, probably. Like Balloon Fight.
Oh.
Fly through the air, but don't run into the little sparkling fires. Simple, but challenging. Left and right to move, A to rise. And here we have the release information. It was released in '86 on the NES. So, yep, Balloon Fight is an NES game. It's a fairly simple thing. You tap A to flap your arms to rise in the air. You're this little man with balloons tied to him. And you've got the D-pad to move around. You've got A to tap to maintain your height. And you're trying to avoid the various obstacles in the air, these sparkling fires, as 9-Volt described them. And also don't fall into the water because there is a giant fish that will eat you.
It seems that there are more sparkling fires on the higher difficulty, and on the third one there's also a moving one?
Yep.
Okay.
That is, in fact, the difficulty level differences.
Hey, I'm observing.
Goal for this is 20. You can move left and right, but generally speaking, you don't want to. Because when you're if you don't move at all, then you'll stay on the far right, which gives you the most time to observe. You might need to move a little bit to get around that Sparko that is moving up and down in level 3, but otherwise, you generally just want to stick on the right. You can move left, but you generally don't need to.
Oh dear.
So, first let's talk about 9-Volt.
Yeah.
The old school grade schooler.
Right.
His blurb in the manual here. Hey, my name is 9-Volt. I'm the grade schooler gone old school. I've put together a collection of retro classics that'll make you late for class. Come on over and try a few out. I'll spin the tunes while you play the games. I think Nintendo games are the greatest, so you can imagine my surprise when I found out that Wario lives in my... that I live in his city. So, before we dive further into that, next game is Duck Hunt. Want 8 bits of history? Shoot the duck when it comes into your sights. So you've only got 8 to shoot. This was an 85 game in the NES using the Zapper light gun.
It definitely worked 100% of the time, I swear.
It actually worked surprisingly well for a light-based peripheral from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Like, if you had the lens on the light gun clean, then it worked pretty well. I have Duck Hunt for the NES. I've got the combination cartridge that's Duck Hunt with Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that's what I had growing up too.
So anyway, the version of Duck Hunt in this, your aim is a stationary reticle in the center of the screen, which in the original Duck Hunt game you don't get.
No.
But here you've just got that. All you need to do is push A when the duck is in line with your reticle. On level 1, there is one duck that slowly rises from below. On level 2, there's one duck that swoops down from above that goes kind of quicker. And then on level 3, you have both of those ducks, and you need to shoot them both. So, that's Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
So, 9-Volt. First of all, there's the fact that... So, we know 9-Volt is an elementary school student. We saw he went to Diamond Elementary. He knows of Wario from Nintendo games. So, that's like a clear, explicit statement that in-universe, Nintendo has released games about Wario, and presumably also Mario and all of the other things going on there. We'll assume that the games are roughly the same in-universe as they are out-universe in the real world.
Out-universe?
So next up here, we have just Game Boy.
Game
Just
Boy.
Game Boy. Check it out! The original Game Boy. Remember how to insert the game packs? You press A to insert.
Yeah.
1989 portable game system with liquid crystal display.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yep. So yeah, it's the Game Boy, released in 1989. The game here is you've got the cartridge that wobbles back and forth, and you press A at the right time to insert it into the Game Boy. And on each difficulty level, the Game Boy is lower on the screen, so it's a little harder to, line it up. There's more distance between them to see.
Not wobble your cartridge around and then immediately slam it.
I mean, I will note that there is no hand actually pressing the cartridge down into the Game Boy. It just kind of drops from above the screen.
Just kind of using telekinesis?
Or something? I don't know. Point is, that's the game. You push A at the right time. You have a little bit more leeway than it quite looks like, because, it'll sort of slide along the edge to slip in. But, if you're too far out from it, then it's a loss.
Yeah.
So, 9-Volt knows about Wario from Nintendo games. Which, of course, means almost certainly that Wario sold his story to Nintendo, presumably for lucrative profits.
Probably his likeness as well.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that Wario sold everybody's likenesses to Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Probably through Waluigi.
Possibly. So we do know that Wario at least saw Nintendo when he was visiting Earth. In Picross 2, there was actually, Nintendo-branded buildings that he passed by. So he definitely had a clear opportunity there.